This story broke my heart.
Girl is dead, but will anyone be charged? That's the question surrounding a fight involving the middle school girl who died after a medical episode several days later.
Villa Rica police do have video of this fight from the school bus and from a witness to this fight. They continue to work on this case while the family prepares for a funeral.
I don't understand.
But Shonda McClendon is still trying to come to grips with the loss of her daughter, her only child, 12-year-old Jada West.
She's such a loving girl.
The new girl in the neighborhood, the new student at Mason Creek Middle School, one who the family says had to deal with bullying at school. Last Thursday, Jada got into an argument on the school bus, and it blew up into a fight within walking distance of her home. A friend ran to the house to tell her mom. McClendon went to the scene.
She was on the ground. She wasn't breathing. She wasn't breathing. I said, I heard she got the fighting. And the adult said, I don't know. And then that girl said, well, she hit me first.
After being transferred from Tanner Medical Center to Children's Hospital Scottish Rite, Jada died Sunday. The family is waiting on the autopsy.
I'm angry. We gotta teach our children. I'm angry. What happened to the love? We lost our love, people. Teach your children to love.
What the fight was about is unclear. Jada's father had been to Mason Creek twice to try to figure things out.
She always wants friends, and I tell her, it's okay to not have friends. It's okay to be by yourself. If people don't treat you right,
Villa Rica Police and the Douglas County District Attorney are examining a video circulating on social media of the fight to decide next steps. The family has asked us not to show the video.
So, heartbreaking story. Prayers to that family. My heart goes out to that family. R.I.P. to that little girl. I pray for their healing. It's so ridiculous when we have to cover stuff like this. But again, knowing when to fall back, we got these kids in school. There's an uptick in violence in schools, particularly among young females. Every fight that I've seen on the internet, and I see a lot of them, out of every 10, maybe one of them is with little boys. Most of them are with little girls. Okay. And I think that it has something to do with this culture more broadly, because they go home with their hood rat mamas. A lot of them, not all of them, but some of them. They go home with this mother. Seems like she's really together. I'm not knocking this mother, right? Just from the eye test, she passes the eye test, right? But a lot of these little girls, they go home with their hood rat mamas. They watch baddies on television with their mamas. They listening to Cardi B and goddamn Meg Thee Stallion and Sexy Red in the car on the way to school. And it influences their behavior. Now I've heard a bunch of different accounts of this story. Who was the aggressor? Who wasn't? Whatever. I don't care. At this point, from what I understand, they jumped this little girl. When her mother came to the bus stop, the little girl wasn't breathing. You understand? You understand how horrifying that is? Like the mother said, we're losing our love. We're losing our humanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to fight back in the days. I remember I got jumped when I was at Brownsville Middle School. About 6 different dudes was popping on my ass, and I was swinging back. Hey, I took a L that day, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody tried to kill me. You understand? We scrapped all the time back in the days. Used to fight my god brothers, Octavius, Lionel, Patrick. No, I didn't fight Lewis. Lewis was too young. Patrick, Christopher. I used to fight all of them every day. Okay, and we go back and shake hands and hey, what's good? We walk to school together the next day. Even when we fought other people, we wasn't trying to kill nobody. They listen to the music and it's all about drilling. Drill is another word for doing a kill. You know what I'm saying? It's kill music. It's death music. That's all they listen to, some of these little boys. And so I think that the culture is getting to a point where these type of things have become normalized. How many times we have a school shooting? Will somebody go into school and just blow everybody away? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's normal now. That has to change. And in our communities, especially, you know, we already got a lot going on. We don't need this type of pressure. You know, it was heartbreaking. I really pray that they find justice. Another question they asked there at the end, I think this is a very interesting question. They said they don't know if anybody's going to be arrested. How that happened? What y'all think? Talk to me, man.
Yeah, I put that on my page, and I said, I spoke on this epidemic of the increasing fighting between young girls and how it's seriously escalating into dangerous territory.
Yes.
And in the video, I guess this is the video that the parents didn't want to show, but I got the video. I guess this was sent out from whoever, the little kid that was recording it.
Yeah.
And the little girl who got killed tragically, you can hear her in the video saying, I don't know why she getting off this bus, because if this bitch get off the bus and hit me, I'm gonna beat her ass. This is coming from the victim.
Right.
So
I heard
like you said, there's a lot of influence that comes from these shows, these music, and it also from, let's not forget, one of the biggest influence, which is social media. It's one of the biggest ways that these young girls are trying to get viral and be recognized, because that's that whole thing about being recognized. So they're trying to have a viral moment. That's why a lot of these girls, young girls, try to set up fights so they can have their friend record it and then go viral on it. So it's a form of entertainment for them, a form of ego, because we don't talk about girls' egos. Girls have a lot of big egos that men have too, but we don't talk about women ego. And there's this ego atmosphere that is affiliated with this stuff as well. You know, I want to be the biggest, the toughest, and the most respected. That's why I be coming out here beating these girls. And you notice that a lot of these girls, they watch these viral videos, and you notice the one thing that they always do, because they repetitive, they watch stuff and become repetitive. Notice that all these fighting videos, when they punch a girl, what they say after that? Bitch, bitch, bitch. You know, so it becomes this culture now of trying to be the dominant woman in these fights and getting recognition from people they know and people they don't know. You know, it's sad. And I know this mother has a great heart, and I think she raised her daughter the best way. She raised her daughter on love. One thing I'm kind of iffy about is when she said that, you know, she tries to tell her not to find friends. That's the worst thing you can do. You don't want your child to isolate. You want your child to pick good friends. It don't have to be popular friends, because I think a lot of these young girls and young boys too always gravitate to be with the popular kids and to be cool. We see this in movies all the time, where the person that's getting no notoriety always want to run with the cool people, and then they put them through these torture or have them doing fucked up shit to be down with them, you know, and to destroy their character and stuff like that. So we see that happen a lot. So you should be out here telling your children to find the right children to be around. It's cool to be with somebody that's a nerd like you, because this little girl look like she's very intelligent. She's a nerd. I tell people all the time, I'm a nerd. I'm not afraid to tell people that. I ain't representing no thug. I'm a nerd. Right. You know, so I think that's what we need to do. And the last point before I land my plane is that we have to understand, bringing the village back. Y'all the same ones that fucking turned your back on the village, because when people were correcting your children, don't correct my child, leave my child alone. But when your child ends up being dead, where they end up being shot by police or being jumped and killed like this young girl, now you want the whole world to get involved and be part of the community. And we have to stop being post-active and learn to be pre-active. And I land my plane.
Facts. Let's do that, folks. Real talk. I'm issuing that challenge to everybody. Let's bring back the community. The community would have stopped this. Go ahead, Bobby Drake.
Oh, this was there's unfortunately been a lot of this going around lately, especially, and I'll be perfectly honest, I don't know if it's the case that it's a lot of it going on lately, or if it's just that it's been at this pit for quite some time now, and it's just that more footage is being released. It's hard to tell. But this video really did chip something away inside me when I saw it.
Yeah.
When I didn't see the video, I on purpose have avoided looking for that video because just hearing the story was enough to really sadden my heart. I think I saw that towards the end of my work day, and I still had a relatively good amount of energy in the tank. But I can literally recall after reading that story and seeing and hearing the mother, there was a noticeable dip in my energy the rest of the day. I think I lost like about a good 20% off my gas tank, so to speak. That was hard.
It was.
But unfortunately, this is not a one-off, or this is not a fluke. The reality is that you're talking about there's been an uptick in violence among these young girls, and that's true. But that's a partial truth. The reality is there's been a growing uptick for a long time now of violence among females, period, irrespective of age. Little girls and old women as well too. I just saw, apparently they're going they're going crazy over in Houston right now with this whole rodeo thing going on. It's basically a slugfest and an STD swap meet going on over there from reports that's being shown. They got videos of people literally in cars and getting it on, women having whole brawls down. And the thing that I'm seeing is, minus the sexual acts that's going on, with these fights, these brawls, I'm looking at these videos and I don't see any men around. Right? To point the finger, say, but what about the men? What about the men? Sorry, there were no men involved in the making of this video. No directors, no stars, no guest stars, no stage crew, no. For the ladies, by the ladies. In this age of content creation and reality TV, we've talked for the longest about how sex has been creating relevance, sex sells, sex, controversy, and death. But what has also been discovered by the women folk is that violence now also sells as well too. Violence has become a medium for getting attention, going viral, gaining relevance, getting popularity, notoriety. You have shows like Zeus Network showing even behind the scenes footage where you have women signing up for auditions to be on these reality shows. And Jesus Christ, they haven't actually even made it to the cast of the show they're going for. The auditions, they're fighting and throwing down and going at it with each other.
It's ridiculous.
And if you look at it, it looks like a scene right out of the New York Metropolitan Zoo.
It does.
So they look like wild animals, from their hair, the markings on their bodies, the way they're dressed, everything, the way they're speaking. Nothing about it is even remotely close to the parallel universe of what you would think of as Black excellence. It's disgusting. And so they're doing it to get psychic and also monetary benefits. But the other thing that's driving this as well too is, and we talk about this all the time, and this is another example of how nothing happens in a vacuum. We as human beings live whole, complete lives. The absence of accountability, we keep goddamn talking about it. We keep banging the fucking drum. And I like to say we're beating a dead horse, but I can't, because the bitch still is well alive. We're trying to get it to die. And the women won't let it. Because the horse was dead, the women would be doing it. And so there'd be nothing but bones left. But unfortunately, this horse is the healthiest it's ever been, living its best life. These women are growing up without any sense of accountability. No one can hold them accountable. If men say something about it, then they hate women, they're misogynistic, or they have mommy issues, they hate women, they must be sissified or punkified. And if the women try to hold them accountable, well, then they're pick-me's, they're looking for male validation. Nobody can tell them anything. Even the law. I've seen, I saw a video this past week alone, of a woman in a car with a child. I don't know if you saw that in Texas.
We're going to do it right now. That's a great segue. Let's go into it.
All kind of stuff. But this absence of accountability and consequences has led to a number of women not just being, wilding out, but also posing a danger to themselves. Because here's the thing, as men, we understand our consequence of actions.
Yeah.
So what you and I have the ability to do is we have the ability to assess. We can evaluate, and even when we crash out, we have the ability to look at the situation and say, if I act out right now, how bad could this get for me? What are the consequences? We can say, well, you know what? I might just go to jail overnight or whatever, but I'll run it. I'll be out over the weekend. Cool. But sometimes we're like, you know what? The stakes are too high. If this goes sideways, I can't do this. But because women are not used to accountability for their bad behavior, they literally don't have the ability to weigh out the consequence of their actions, how it's going to play out. And when shit hits the fan, they'll lose their mind because they never imagined that it could get this bad. Why? Because they never have had to face consequences for their actions.
Conversations 2020.